He's just a spoilt brat, isn't he? And he says that the king doesn't talk to him over this. Well, who can blame the king? That's just absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense. I mean, the man is losing his mind, if you ask me.
He's doing the rounds saying, please pick up your phones. No one's talking to me. He looks just like Thomas Markle.
We begin without fanfare, diving straight into the moment when everything Harry thought he could control came crashing down. A seismic legal verdict on May 2nd, 2025 shattered the illusion of royal invincibility. 3 Court of Appeal judges, Lord Justice Singh, Lady Justice McCur, and Lord Justice Singh, delivered a unanimous ruling that wiped out Prince Harry's 5-year crusade for taxpayer-funded protection. They did not mince words. Harry's sense of grievance was deemed legally irrelevant, and his claims of unfair treatment were dismissed as baseless. This wasn't a narrow loss that might be appealed, it was a demolition so thorough that no further legal avenue remained. By the end of that day, Harry's victim narrative lay in ruins, publicly exposed. But this wasn't just a legal defeat. It was the moment the last fragile thread tying him to the House of Windsor snapped. And what followed would reveal a man utterly untethered from reality.
Prince Harry has spoken candidly about the breakdown of his relationship with his father and other members of the royal family.
Before February 2020, Prince Harry lived in a world that few on Earth could ever imagine. Born into privilege, he was shielded by an extraordinary security apparatus. MI5 and Scotland Yard coordinated in real time, dispatching armed officers, advanced teams, and even rerouting air traffic whenever he traveled. Entire city blocks could be closed off at a moment's notice. Emergency protocols activated with a single alert. It cost British taxpayers millions each year, yet no one questioned it. To question it would have been unthinkable. Harry wasn't just a protected royale. He was treated as a strategic national asset. This wasn't merely about physical safety. It was a symbol of royal power itself. Anyone who threatened him was effectively threatening the British state. And Harry never had to worry about booking a flight, securing a hotel, or wondering if his personal security was taken seriously.
All right, well, the rift in the royal family is once again in the spotlight, with Prince Harry airing his grievances to the world after losing a security battle.
That lavish world came crashing down when Harry and Meghan announced their intention to step back from senior royal duties in February 2020. Known now as Megxit, they believed they could have it both ways. Retain the privileges of royalty while forging an independent path in California. But they overlooked one crucial detail. Royal protection was not a birthright. It was a job benefit. Quitting the institution meant forfeiting the protections that came with it. The RAVEC Committee, the Royal and VIP Executive Committee charged with deciding security for public figures, stripped Harry of automatic, taxpayer-funded security. From that moment, any future protection would be decided case by case, based solely on perceived threats. Suddenly, Harry had gone from an untouchable prince to someone responsible for arranging and paying for his own security. He had never known any other life.
I can't see a world in which I would be bringing my wife and children back to the UK at this point. I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. As I said, life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has.
In the years that followed, Harry launched 2 challenges in the High Court. He argued that RAVEC had not properly considered his unique circumstances and that the decision to remove his automatic protection was procedurally unfair. Yet each time, the judges found in favor of the government. In February 2023, his first challenge was dismissed. In February 2024, a second attempt met the same fate. Meanwhile, by mid-2023, details surfaced that Harry's legal campaign had cost taxpayers over £500,000. Court documents even revealed that privileged information had been leaked, once to a barrister's partner, once to a member of parliament. Harry had to apologize, yet still he persisted. In June 2024, the Court of Appeal granted leave to appeal, setting the stage for the final showdown in April 2025. But as each ruling landed, it became clear that Harry's legal arsenal was hollow. The RAVEC Committee's procedures had been thorough. His sense of entitlement held no legal weight. May 2nd, 2025 arrived. The 3-judge panel delivered a verdict so scathing it felt orchestrated for maximum public humiliation. They ruled that Harry's procedural arguments were baseless, that his non-working royal status meant he no longer qualified for automatic protection, and that he had been given ample opportunity to present any credible threats. The judges emphasized that his royal lineage had, in fact, afforded him more consideration than most, and that it was his own failure to produce evidence of real danger that doomed his case. Sir Geoffrey Voss wrote that a sense of grievance does not translate into a legal argument, explaining that the Ravek Committee's decision was rational and proportionate. There was no wiggle room, no footnote suggesting a technical appeal. The legal world recognized this as a complete demolition of Harry's narrative.
The decision has been a surprise as well as not a surprise. For the time being, it's impossible for me to take my family back to the UK.
Rather than accept the verdict, Harry exploded. Within hours, he sat for a BBC interview that exposed every crack in his composure. He claimed the royal household had infiltrated Ravek and was conspiring to endanger his life. He accused family members of abandoning him, suggesting they were complicit in a plot against him. He fumed. "Someone from the royal household sat on that committee. My own family is orchestrating this." Those words weren't uttered by a man engaging in reasonable critique. They were born of paranoid delusion. Most litigants who lose a high-profile case take their bruises privately. But Harry went straight to the cameras, spinning conspiracy theories so outlandish that even the most ardent royal watchers recoiled. His father, King Charles, a man battling cancer behind closed palace doors, answered only with silence. His brother, Prince William, and sister-in-law Kate took Harry's public accusations as a line drawn in the sand. They refused any reconciliation that wouldn't protect the monarchy from further damage. A united front emerged. William, Kate, and Queen Camilla formed an informal but unbreakable alliance against Harry's claims. They declared his attacks unforgivable and cut off any personal contact. Unlike a normal rift that might heal with time, this chasm was fueled by Harry's own words, accusations so vicious they threatened to bring down the very institution his family had dedicated their lives to protecting.
He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. But it would be nice to reconcile.
Behind closed doors in Montecito, another crisis unfolded, one that put Harry and Meghan's post-royal life in jeopardy. Their $100 million Netflix contract, signed in 2020 amid fanfare, was set to expire in 2025. Their debut docu-series, Harry and Meghan, had ignited global headlines, but subsequent projects faltered. With Love, Meghan, premiering in March 2025, delivered a mere 12.6 million viewing hours in its first week, pale in comparison to the 81.5 million that Harry and Meghan drew in 2022. Critics labeled it self-indulgent and questioned Meghan's role as the show's star. Dolly Parton, among other high-profile guests, declined to appear. Industry insiders whispered that Netflix was reconsidering renewal, contemplating cutting Harry out entirely and offering Meghan a drastically reduced deal. Their Spotify podcast collapsed in 2023 after producing almost no content. Archwell Foundation donors dwindled as controversy swirled. Montecito staff wages, real estate maintenance, and private security bills soared. The lavish lifestyle they'd envisioned as independent royal entrepreneurs was bleeding money faster than they could replenish it. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams warned that without Netflix's guarantee, they risked a financial freefall. Harry and Meghan, who once believed their royal brand would translate into perpetual wealth, faced a harsh reality. Their credibility hinged on royal revelations, which had largely run their course. Now, neither the monarchy's spotlight nor Netflix's promotion could save them. At the heart of Harry's downfall was a series of choices that revealed a man incapable of distinguishing loyalty from obligation. He accused his brother of refusing to talk, yet he had built a public career on airing private conversations. He cried foul over losing taxpayer-funded security, oblivious to the fact that it was the very institution he attacked that once protected him. Meanwhile, Meghan watched as her brand struggled to find footing in an oversaturated market. Together, they seemed to believe that their royal past would buy them permanent relevance. In reality, it made them easy targets of public fatigue, of critics who felt exploited, and of an industry that recognized their narrative had run dry. King Charles's health became a subject of cynical opportunism. Harry lamented that his life got devalued when he lost his official role, but he failed to acknowledge that stepping back from duty meant forfeiting privileges. Charles, balancing cancer treatments and a kingdom in transition, saw Harry's public outbursts as a threat to his legacy. The silence was not a denial of love. It was a shield to protect private grief. Meanwhile, Prince William and Kate, determined to preserve the monarchy's image, refused contact until Harry renounced his conspiratorial narrative. This was no longer a matter of family discord. It was an institutional protection mechanism. Now, with the Netflix contract expiring, their finances dwindling, and every meaningful relationship severed, the path forward looks grim. Harry has no further legal recourse, and Meghan's star continues its slow decline in the crowded world of lifestyle branding. They've become adrift, charting a course without the royal institution's compass. The question remains, has Harry crossed the point of no return? Can any gesture, public apology, promise of discretion, or leave-taking from Netflix ever undo the damage? Or is this howl of desperation from a California mansion simply the last echo of a prince who burned every bridges? Drop your thoughts below. Should the royal family ever consider forgiving a man who publicly declared war on them? Or has Harry sealed his fate, destined to remain a cautionary footnote in royal history? The future belongs to you now. What do you think?